So good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Here's our first match of the day. Playoff match between FS Raiders, who have been rampant against old Hararians, who have had a little bit of a mixed season, I would say. My name is Ruvimbo Chakureka. You are watching Sports Extra. And it is old Hararians that are on the money here and trying to get out of their own 22, but they will have to watch out. You can see that the pack size for FS Raiders is very intimidating, and they are very aggressive at the breakdown. You can expect them as well to jackal the ball, but luckily for them, it is an offside call against FS Raiders, and old Hararians get an opportunity to try and clear their lines. I think what will be key is for old Hararians to try and avoid the physical game. Oh, well, talking about avoiding the physical game, she has got no qualms about being physical, and she has left an FS Raiders player right on the floor. And immediately the medical team has to attend to that, but play does continue. And a nice deep line for old Hararians, but maybe just far too deep. And deciding to go on the blind side, and that was a forward pass, but luckily for them, a high tackle that was signaled. Looks like they are going to go for a tap and go. Would have loved to see the ball go through the hands. As I mentioned before, maybe the physicality might just be a little bit too much if they intend to go that way. Running back into traffic. Ball does come out. Oh, a dummy finds a bit of a gap there. Did always say that the flyer from old Hararians shows so much potential. Now FS Raiders have got a turnover. And they've got a nice little overlap on this near side if they can get quick ball out. And they've spotted the gap. Onto her bike. She's gone. No one is going to stop her wearing jersey number 16 for FS Raiders. It's a try time. And FS Raiders draw first blood in a match against old Hararians here at Old Georgian Sports Club. Remember, this is a playoff match to determine who will play in the final come next weekend. The expectation might just be an FS Raiders versus Zimbiru Titans final. But we await to see what will happen between Zimbiru Titans as well as Harare Sports Club. The conversion not successful, so that remains 5 points to 0 in favor of FS Raiders. FS Raiders are being coached by Kudzai Mashawi, man who's also plying his trade for Harare Sports Club, the senior team, as well as the Sables. Retired from the Cheetahs setup, but still playing for the Sables, has been a very faithful and loyal servant of the game. And FS Raiders looking to build some phases and momentum. Ball comes out very quickly, and there we go. I've got another overlap. Ball goes behind, but they've still got some pace. Cutting back inside. Oh, she's finally taken down. Old Hararians need to switch on a little here because FS Raiders are now trying to put the foot to the pedal. Accelerate their play. Oh, good run. Looks like it's a knock-on at the base of the ruck. Signaled by the referee there, and FS Raiders will feel that that was a soft concession of possession. Has been a very good run for FS Raiders so far, undefeated, beating rivals Zimbiru Titans quite significantly on this same field. I'm sure they would have been hoping for a final against Zimbiru Titans on this similar park, and who knows what would have happened there. Ball finally does come out. Old Hararians now running it through the hands. Oh, wasn't necessarily the smartest idea, but despite the tackle, offloaded and Old Hararians can recycle the ball. Still running across, need some forward momentum, hit the gain line. Ball comes out again. So still struggling to go past the gain line and finds a gap, but has turned over possession with a misguided offload. And FS Raiders can turn over things here, get the ball moving through the hands. Decides to go on to the near side. Wasn't necessarily captured well. Good offload. And that's a strong tackle on the winger. Well, good hands so far from the ladies from FS Raiders. Oh, they are looking quite fluid and now getting mismatches where they've got lots of forwards in the line. Now coming back to the near side, really swinging possession in different directions and hitting the gain line and making good progress. Again, well, this one goes way behind, but well picked up by fullback. Goes past one, goes past two, past three, and the pass maybe not so great and ultimately knocked on. Well, today we are on Old Georgians Field B, where we are watching this particular game. So as we get ready for the scrum, Old Hararians getting ready for the feed after that knock-on. Quite lucky the ball wasn't turned over. Ball comes out, decides to go for a punt upfield. This would be the first time that Old Hararians has actually gone past the halfway line, and just a little bit slippery. And that just opens up a gap for FS Raiders to gain some good meters. And finally has been brought to a halt. Huge overlap on the near side. If the ball can go through the hands, she decides to go into contact. Again, lots of numbers on this near side. Lovely looping run. They get it out to the winger, but that looks like she has been bundled into touch and might just need a bit of medical attention as she remains on the ground. It was a double take. Well, she is up on her feet, and hopefully that head injury doesn't turn into a concussion. Referee signals a scrum in favor of Old Hararians. Believe there might have been either a forward pass or a knock-on. And that has given Old Hararians a possession, but they are in a deep territory, their own red zone. A big shove by FS Raiders. Pick and go. Still running across, straightening, offloading. Can they get it across? Need to start running straight, and that is the only challenge with everything that they've done so far. They were just allowing FS Raiders to continue to drift, and with that, a knock-on has ensued. And in their own red zone, FS Raiders are going to look for a big, bustling scrum with their heavy pack, which has got big girls in there. Looking for a big push. If they find that, surely it is going to be more points added on the scoreboard. Scrum is strong. 8th man break. And there we go. Try time it is. It was just far too close for Old Hararians to have tried to defend that. And that 8th man break was going to be so difficult to stop. So 10-0 in favor of Old FS Raiders against Old Hararians, and immediately coach does call them aside and wants to have a bit of a word with them, try to stem the flow of points. Surely the instruction should be simple. Yes, you're getting it through the hands, but try to run forward, try to gain some territory, try to hit the gain line. That's where it all comes together. Old Hararians get it past the 10-meter mark, but immediately into the hands of a bustling running forward. Oh, look at that pass. Beautiful. And she's off on a bike. In and out. Oh, beautiful pass on the inside. And that is going to be as easy as you like. First center, number 12, is going to dot it down right in between the sticks and take it up to 15 points to 5. This was a beautiful try. Well worked. Great passage of play. We're able to spot each other. The inside run was on. And off they went. Looks like this one is over. So that takes their score to 17 points to 0. Happy camper that Kudzimashawi will be. Very happy camper. A good husband and wife team there on the Raiders technical bench, which is obviously making things move for the girls quite well. 17-0 it is. Old Hararians have got lots and lots of potential, very athletic runners within their backline. Maybe need to try and make a bit more use of them, avoid the contact, gain the territory, run the ball a little bit more. Whilst you do have a heavier size on the FS Raider side, and maybe you could force them into getting tired, but not when they're able to make runs like that. Losing out on possession as she was tackled and bundled into touch. So getting ready for the line-out. Old Hararians have their first. They jump up, but not thrown in straight. That is going to be a short arm penalty. A quick tap and go immediately on the run. Well taken. Into contact. Great clean out at the breakdown. Great defensive work and jackling there. But referee says no. You weren't in the right position to have taken it on. FS Raiders are looking primed to get another set of points here. They bring it back inside. A dummy and dive over. And it's a try time once again for FS Raiders. But not looking too good for their tight head prop. Wearing jersey number 1. She's looking like she's injured. When she did fall to the ground, she did fall quite heavily. It looks like she's getting up slowly but surely. It is still the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case you were wondering whether we're in the second half or not. And she gets that one straight in. Well, that's good for her. Now takes us to 24 points to 0 in favor of FS Raiders. FS Raiders, a club that was started around about 2016, drawing a lot of its resources from Goromonzi High School. and creating such a dominant force in schoolgirl rugby, and then ultimately coming as well and dominating the women's rugby space. But this is a trophy for the under 20 ladies that they've not won as often. And that's something that I'm sure they would want to correct over the next couple of years. Ball goes 10. Nice pass. Coming on the outside. Not afraid to run. But finally taken down. Oh, that's a great turnaround. Fullback onto the money. Looking for the offload. Finds it. They get the passes away, but maybe just not running straight. A high tackle signaled their penalty advantage for Old Hararians. Looks like they've come to an absolute standstill. And oh no, FS Raiders a bit too eager there. First there was a high tackle coming through the side of the ruck as well. That's a tap and go. Needed to have offloaded there. That would have been a better idea. Ball is out. And surely FS Raiders reaching far too much for it. And need to be careful. You could find yourself with a yellow card. Another tap and go. Old Hararians now looking for some headway. Can they find some points of their own before getting to the halftime break? Deciding to go in there. Offload from the base. I think Old Hararians are slowing down the game far too much. Need to quicken the ball. Good run around the fringes. Gains a couple of meters. Again, trying to go around the fringes. Ball comes out. Great hands. But offside line. FS Raiders a bit too eager. Looks like we might have an injury. FS Raiders, one of their players has remained on the floor, on the deck rather, and immediately being looked after. She will be attended to on the field of play. So anyway, after that bit of an injury break, the penalty still remains with Old Hararians. And again, into some contact. Skips past one tackle. Finally onto the ground, and it was a knock-on right at the base of the ruck. And Old Hararians lose all of that wonderful possession that they had gained over the season. Their fullback has really been good. Had a sterling game against Old Georgians on the opening match day. And has really grown as a player. A fly half has also been very good, as so as their first receiver, their first center. But really got some athleticism, good defensive capabilities as well that all of them exhibit. And this time round, it looks like the scrum has turned over and has gone to Old Hararians. And while we are talking about that, it looks like on the other side, Field A being prepared as they try and remove some of the excess water that is on the pitch. Pick and go from an eighth man break. Go straight to the fly-off. Oh, again, the pass just not good enough. Or being penalized for holding on. I would have felt the knock-on came way before the penalty. Referee will not be tolerating any form of cynical play. And, very unlucky. A yellow card has come. 10 minutes in the sin bin. Oh, that's the last thing that they wanted. Ball comes out of the scrum. FS Raiders looking for a looping run. Great stuff as they hit the gain line. A couple of moves there. Great leg drive as well from their first center. She keeps on going. But she's finally gone to ground. They have to release. But a nice couple of moves there. Looping runs, inside passes. Just not the wisest. Maybe tried to place the ball by literally throwing it onto her side. But I think maybe she just needed to have planted the ball, placed the ball on the ground. Old Hararians will be a player short in the scrum, having seen a yellow card come through. And will have to contend with the heavy pack from FS Raiders. Ball does come out, so well done to them for holding it. Still running across, not making the gain line. And there we go. FS Raiders are smothering them. And rather than gaining meters, they've lost them. Need to be careful on the height of their tackles there, FS Raiders. Oh, that's tough. It might look like a tip tackle. And the player from Old Hararians is the one who was coming out of that one with the short end of the stick, one would say. She has to take a seat. She landed very heavily. And all the Old Hararians players have taken a knee. I believe it's a part of their resting tactic. Once a player has been injured, there's always that time in the middle there that you're going to get. So what you want to do is you want to take a bit of a relaxation break. Relax yourselves, gain some breath, and then go about it again. She looks like she's fine. Tap and go it is. Taken down. That easily could have been double movement, but anyway, allowed to continue. Oh, great clearance at the breakdown by Old Hararians. Ball comes out. Again, need to get it across the hands very quick. Oh, slowed down, and that just allowed FS Raiders to get onto her. Oh, well, knock on deep in your 5 meter. Just creating another opportunity for FS Raiders to add to their tally. Remember, they're currently leading 24 points to 0. In the first semi-final or first playoff in the Paramount Archer Harare Under 20 Rugby League. Here on Sports Extra, bringing you the action from the future of Zimbabwean women's rugby. 8th man break. Tries to go for the offload, and I don't think it quite came off. But luckily for her, it's a penalty. Tap and go. Is she down? And referee says no. I don't think the referee had really given the mark. It was an early tap and go. But somehow, someway, it looks like maybe she actually knocked it on. So referee is still having a chat as one of the players is injured from Old Hararians. So it is generally a temperate day. Some overcast conditions might just bring a bit of rain a little bit later on. But we'll get to see how that will work out. We'll be hoping for lots and lots of sunshine. If not, well, makes life very interesting indeed. Well, there will be some games that will be coming up later on. We know that in the men's semi-finals, it is Zambezi Steelers who stole their way into a semi-final position, stealing away results that many would have said they did not have the right to take, but they took them anyway. They will be taking on Old Hararians. It will be their second meeting. And the first time they did meet, they lost out to Old Hararians. It was arguably the first few matches within the season. And so it did prove to be a little bit challenging. But after they got across and got their first win, they haven't stopped from there, and they've been undefeated in the next 5 after that. Good scrum from Old Hararians ladies. Well, finally a kick employed, but picked up by their fullback, who offloads it to their center, going out to the winger, who's trying to go around inside pop pass. They keep the continuity going, and it's just taking a lot of defenders to get FS Raiders players down. Especially once they are on it. Looks like they're going to go all the way through, and that is try time again. Once they were that close, there was no way of stopping their forward pack from creating that mismatch. And from that, they're now leading 29-0 with a conversion yet to come. Unfortunately, this one doesn't get it right, but won't mind too much. 29-0 is a very, very good scoreline. But it is very much running away from old Hararians who really, really would want to have a bit of a foothold going into the halftime break. At least a try or two would still give them hope that they can turn things around. Oh, well, that's a forward pass. Maybe just a little bit too eager to keep on going and not getting in line or ahead of the player she intended to pass the ball to. Yellow card is coming to an end. And the old Hararians will be fully furnished in their scrum once again. It definitely lost a player who could add some size and strength as a flanker. And old Hararians have got it. Maybe not the right side to have done the eighth man pick and go, because on the blind side it was looking like it was open gates and open heavens. And that was offside from FS Raiders. A tap and go. Ball comes out. Taken down. Slowing down the play far too much. Our old Hararians need to quicken up their play. Now on to the far side, and again a high tackle by FS Raiders. Need to be careful, otherwise a yellow card might find itself coming up against them. Another attempt comes. Old Hararians have got a bit of momentum, but again, just not the right pass, not offloading it in the way that they should. Falling short of the man or falling short of the player. That pass needed to be just a tad bit stronger to get to the intended target. Unfortunately, he didn't, and for that reason, FS Raiders can turn over possession where they can launch their own onslaught. What has been quite impressive has been old Hararians have been quite competitive in the scrums, and that kick forward is spelling danger because there are 3 FS Raiders players, and it's been well collected by number 16, and she dots it down. I did say it was spelling danger. 3 FS Raiders players against only 1 old Hararians player that had managed to chase that one back. And that is also a clear sign that the fullback was not in position, far too tight within the defensive line. And it is a try time. 34-0 with a conversion yet to come. Unfortunately, the conversion hits the bar there, and that signals the end of this half. 34-0 in favor of FS Raiders. They are romping to victory, and it looks like they are booking their spot in the final, whilst old Hararians have got a lot more to do if they intend to do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the coverage of this playoff match at the Paramount Archer Harare Under 20 League. It is FS Raiders who are taking on Old Hararians, and so far it has been a one-team show. The ladies in the turquoise and grey kit of FS Raiders, who are playing from left to right on your screen now, in this second half, leading 34 points to nil against Old Hararians. Old Hararians have struggled to get out of their own half and haven't had the best of lineouts. So this is the first lineout that, well, effectively they've won and we'll be hoping to make use of. Ball comes out. Offloading out of the tackle. Finding a bit of space going down. It's looking like the ball was knocked forward. And Old Hararians lose another simple opportunity to try and impose themselves on the game. Under the watchful eye of Kudzima Shawi, who has been leading the ladies very well this season. They are looking almost impenetrable. They've built a fortress with their forwards. They've built a lethal knife edge through their backs. An eighth man pick and go on the blind side. Passes it out to the winger, but there was more than enough defense to ensure that they can bundle her over the line. So maybe not the smartest idea to have actually taken the ball onto the blind side and passed it. Maybe needed to have gone into contact. But again, still in an advantageous position. Oh, this line out stolen by FS Raiders. And onto the bike they go. First phase, and well, coming through the side and just a bit too eager to start the game. Again, another injury. So Old Hararians have a player on the ground. Not looking too good as she still remains writhing on the floor. Might need a bit of ice, and this brings a halt to proceedings. And very soon we are going to be crossing over to the other side where Zambezi Steelers will be taking on Old Hararians. That's going to be a clash for the ages. Old Hararians succumbing to only 2 defeats in their group stage. Losing out to Pitbulls and Old Georgians. And the Steelers losing out to Pitbulls and Old Hararians. So in this rematch, they'll be looking to do better. Here comes the ball over the top. Quite lucky to have retained possession there. Still have got numbers. Good inside line. I've been very impressed with the running lines of the number 12 of FS Raiders. Oh, that is a forward pass. Maybe afraid to have held on to the ball. Not so sure why. So again, a scrum in favor of Old Hararians. Can they make use of it? The scrums have not been bad at all They've actually held their own against FS Raiders. Need to be very careful. That was almost obstruction there, but lucky enough to come out of it. Oh my lord. And knocking it on right at the base of the ruck. The hope was that they would get it right. Unfortunately, at that point, didn't quite get it right. So, scrum for FS Raiders in very good attacking territory. Ball comes out. Looking for a great running line. Finds it and makes very good meters. Very close now in the 5 meter. And FS Raiders are lining up for possession. Will be going for a pick and go. Very close to the try line. Literally inches away from it. Another one. Referee just trying to make sure she keeps her eye on proceedings. FS Raiders decide to bring it out. Again, lovely pass. She will break through. Another try. And ladies and gentlemen, if I am correct, number 16 must have a hat-trick of tries today. She has been lethal from getting the opening try, getting one other try in the first half, and now getting another try in the second half. It looks like we've got a 3 for the number 16. Well done to her. So with that being the first try of the second half, 39 points to 0. So 39-0 it is, and looking to add so much more. Ball comes out, and it's been knocked forward by FS Raiders. But what a run from their first center. Just involved in a lot of the play that they're making. And with the substitution happening, their tight head prop coming off, wearing jersey number 1, has been replaced by another tight head who has got a very heavy set, and we do expect her to make some bustling runs as well that are going to push and force some matters here. Old Hararians have made a substitution of their own. They've also substituted their tight head. Ball does come out, need to offload it quicker. Well, again, running across has been their undoing. They need to run forward, hit the gain line, and unfortunately, that's a knock-on. FS Raiders will take advantage. Decides to come on the blind side, but taken down. Decides to go for a kick, but surely there was a knock-on. And the first knock-on came there from Old Hararians, from one of their very athletic backs. They're wearing jersey number 16. Can also make some good runs. Just hasn't had much of an opportunity throughout the season, as old Hararians, for the most part, have found themselves on the back foot. Especially after they were put to the sword by Zimbiru Titans on their home patch. FS Raiders, on they go. Luckily for them, they do find space. She's taken down and she does obviously offload. Well, the tight head that has come on wearing jersey number 24, I'm sure you're going to see her just now when she also receives the ball to go into contact. And oh my word, it's going to take quite a lot of players to try and hold her from gaining momentum. Once she does gain momentum, can prove to be very tricky. Not rolling away, a tap and go. Old Hararians were not back 10. She continues to go, but referee says it's okay. Come on, OH, let's go back 10. Let's go straight onto your in-goal area. Ball comes out. Might it be a pass again? Oh, well, she manages to break through. And the hooker has also claimed her own scalp. And that takes the score into the 40s, 44-0 with a conversion yet to come. And it looks like there's an injury. Conversion is successful, and that's 46-0 in favor of FS Raiders. Medical team has been quite busy getting onto the park. So they will gingerly come back to the halfway line. Will Old Hararians? Scoreline reading 46 points to 0 in favor of FS Raiders. Looks like there is also another substitution for Old Hararians. Not so sure if it's injury inspired or more tactical. But Old Hararians not looking too motivated to restart play. Looks like they will need a stretcher out there, and for Old Hararians, they'll have to keep marching on, keep trooping ahead. Ball comes out. FS Raiders looking to add more insult to injury. Good run so far, breaking a couple of tackles. Finally brought down right by the halfway line. Again, looking to create mismatches. Goes down. Great clearance at the breakdown. Again, lots of numbers here on the near side looking to accelerate. Cuts back inside. Oh, almost made it through that gap. Great protection once again. Again, maybe just being too elaborate there with the passing. Needed to try and make it simple. And again, those hands are really working for FS Raiders, looking to offload it. It looked like it went backward, and they will continue to play. Surely it's a pick and go, almost going for the try line. But great defensive work from Old Hararians. Can they keep them out? Looks like it should be pick and go again. And that has been held up. Referee says surely that has been held up. Old Hararians doing very well to line up in defense. And that should be an in-goal dropout. Oh, was that a try? It looks like it was a try. Well, try time it is. And for FS Raiders, they continue to march on. They hit the 50-point mark now, 51-0. And still a conversion to come. A decent kick, unfortunately not on target. So 51-0 it remains. Good play so far from FS Raiders. Have been quite flawless to say the least. And they have managed to pick up so Old Hararians come back. The hope would be that they can also get some points on the board for themselves. Deep kick picked up once again by their inside center. She's making a run, cuts back inside, but finally taken down by the fly-off of Old Hararians. But continuity, that's what FS Raiders are looking for, but there must have been a turnaround and a turnover by Old Hararians when the ball went loose on the ground. And luckily for them, they do get a penalty. Looking to clear their lines, hopefully. Now looking for some good momentum. Immediately into contact. I didn't mention the substitute there wearing jersey number 16. He's the one who took the run straight at FS Raiders. Good tackle. Ball comes out again. Oh, that's a good pickup. Almost found the gap to keep on going. But FS Raiders coming and sealing that ruck. You can't do that. Deciding to go on to the far side now. Making use of their hooker and been driven back. FS Raiders having turned around a possession. And unfortunately, it's a penalty. Back 10. And there we go. That is going to be a bustling run from their eighth man, and that's going to be as easy as you like. Try time again. The defense of Old Hararians was caught napping in sixes and in sevens. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 56 points to nil with a conversion yet to come. It's been raining tries on field B of Old Georgians Sports Club. Unfortunately, didn't quite get under that specific conversion. But albeit They got it right in terms of try scoring. What I have also admired is the attempt at trying to get those tries, or rather those conversions going. The practice of them gets you more confident, helps you to work out the technique around it, and helps you to gain more points. $56-0, and really no way back home now for old Hararians. Oh, that was poor complacency, I must say there. Kind of falling asleep a little at the wheel. But won't blame her too much. Surely, once you've wrapped up a victory as easily as this, just makes life nice and easy. Big shove by FS Raiders. Ball comes out again to their hard running number 12 and out to the winger. Hasn't seen too much ball, but at that point she was able to put in a few meters. Again hitting the gain line. Ball comes out and there we go. Oh, she remains on her feet. She's hard to stop. I did say it before. Finally taken down after a couple of meters. Ball comes out. Well, she keeps on going. Has been taken down. And now in the 22, RFS Raiders. Oh, that's a good pickup in terms of hands. Yeah, hooker looking for a second try. I mean, who wouldn't want to get into the try fest here? They've been easy to come along, these tries. Even when you find a fullback joining the line in attack, it's a clear sign that it has been easy pickings all day long. Another try. Try time it is. And 61-0. For FS Raiders. Oh, surely. That is the final nail in the coffin. More injuries for old Hararians. Tired girls. It has been a long season. All they would want to see is the season coming to an end. Unfortunately, this one doesn't go over as well. So 61-0. It remains. And quickly they do rush to their coach. I think Kudzima Shawi just giving one or two more instructions there to make sure that the girls can finish this match with aplomb. They've already done it anyway, but they would want to obviously continue to improve and show what they're made of. So not a great restart kick. And that is going to bring a scrum right at the halfway line. Still motivated to score more. Our FS Raiders hungry for more. Here comes the scrum. Good strong one from FS Raiders. Ball is out. Oh, she finds the gap. Almost through, looking for the inside pop pass. And that was a good low tackle as well to stop the momentum. And surely that's a knock-on at the base. That was a try-saving tackle from Old Hararians. It needed to have been made, and it was made. Well done to the young lady wearing number 10. Great tackle, because FS Raiders were gone. They were gone for all my money. So that scrum needs to be reset, just to make sure that all the rules are being followed there. It was a good shove. Referee not happy. And ball comes out for Old Hararians, and loses the ball in contact. And FS Raiders will pick up the pieces and look to add more points on the board. Remember, leading 61-0 as we speak. Coming round on the outside, still going. And well, she stretches over and makes it. Another try for our 8th man. And it is 66-0. 66-0. And the conversion yet to come. Goes for the kick. Doesn't look good enough, and they'll just rest with 66-0 at the moment. Well, give or take around about 3 to 4 minutes left in this encounter. So we can say to an extent the nightmare is almost over for Old Hararians. I'm sure they came here with an ambition to try and force things against the FS Raiders, but FS Raiders have just proved to be a tad bit too strong. Well, it does reach the 10 meters. That's what's required. And on a run she goes. Offloads again. Finally, down she goes. Deciding to go back into traffic. Ball comes out again. Now can it go through the hands? Oh, well, good run. Ball comes out again. Good showing of the hands. Great running line. Surely that should be try time. Managed to be able to know what the rules would say. Released the ball, picked it up again, and put it in for another try. And the score goes on to 71-0. And the conversion yet to come. Good running rugby, good tactical play, good quality on the ball, great showing of hands as well, where you want to receive the ball. And that's exactly what they've done. The kick, unfortunately, doesn't go over. And it looks like the referee signaling that this should be the final phase of play. So old Hararians are pretty reluctant to come back to the halfway line, but they finally do. 71-0, and just most likely one more phase of play left. They do try to go for the ball. Well, it does reach the 10-meter mark, and play can continue. Big prop does run. Nobody there to contest. Quite poor from old Hararians. So referee does say it's going to be a scrum in favor of old Hararians. Maybe not so sure. There might have been a knock-on in an attempt to try and control the breakdown area. So scrum still not yet at the satisfaction of the ref, but finally it is. Eighth man pick and go. Can we get some runners on? And old Hararians breaking through. Great tackle as well. Old Hararians not sure whether they want to play or not anymore. And way too slow on the ball. FS Raiders will eat that all day long. Again, now basically walking. That might just be an issue of fitness as well. And conditioning. Ball comes out again. Again, running across. Has not done old Hararians any favors. But here's a chance. Ran into contact when she had lots of space on the near side. Picks it up. Finds a bit of a gap. But needs some support if she can get it. It does arrive. Goes for a dummy. Makes a couple of meters there, but she's holding onto the ball. She's on the ground. And that's a penalty. FS Raiders go for it. Breaks through. She's going to go all the way. I don't think anybody is going to stop her. And surely this is going to be the final try. Try time it is. 76 points to 0 in between the sticks with a conversion yet to come. And surely it should be handshakes all around after this conversion is done and dusted. That's the conversion, and that brings it to the end. 78 points to nil. FS Raiders just far too dominant, overbearing Old Hararians and making sure that they go into the final stage making a statement against whoever is going to come and join them. Well, in the other match, it is going to be Zimbiru versus Harare Sports Club. We'll see what will happen between the two. But in this match, it ends FS Raiders 78, Old Hararians 0.